What's up, guys? Welcome back to another EVE Online video. This is going to be kind of going over and showing what an L4 security mission looks like in the Marauder in 2022, you know, kind of how it feels and kind of how I do it. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is Pocket 1. As you can see, pretty easy. You could probably actually do this, a lot of these security missions, without even really bastioning. And what you see here is I'm already like aligned to the next acceleration gate as well, and I'm also still kind of moving towards it, even though I'm bastioned, because what I'll do is I'll just ramp up the Microwarpdrive and then get to a good amount of speed and then just turn on Bastion, and I'll kind of just coast there while I'm taking everything down. I keep all the launchers separate for all the small stuff that's you know, basically not battleships. I usually save the battleships for last, and then I usually like group the launchers for Alpha Strike. Go down pretty quick. I think at this point I'm using I might be using Furies. Yeah, I'm using Precision right here for the small stuff, and then if I feel like I need to, I'll throw Furies on for the battleships, and then you don't have to like worry about running your shield booster the whole time either. When you get to, you know, maybe like 80% or something, you know, cycle it once, and then just turn it off again, which usually works rather well. Sometimes you gotta force off the target painter there so you can get a new cycle on. And see here, I just grouped up the launchers here just to make it a little bit more easier to manage, because I'm gonna go all launchers on each battleship. I haven't switched to Furies yet, but that's, you know, usually when you'd want to do it here, depending on how, you know, much of a hurry you're in. Precisions will do a little bit more. They'll hit a little bit better. They'll have a better chance to hit, but the damage is slightly lower as far as the ranges as well too. But overall, I would think Furies are just probably the better ammo type for most things you're gonna do with the Golem. And this is usually the slow bit. Like, if you're not running a Microwarpdrive, right, you can actually come out of Bastion here and just start, like, you know, moving towards the acceleration gate while you got, like, the last 3 battleships up. And usually by the time you get those battleships down, you'll be in range to actually use that acceleration gate and go to the next area. And then I'll also usually at the end of the pocket as well turn off all the hardeners and the booster and everything if I need cap, and that just gives me time to while I'm approaching, and also while I'm warping to the next pocket, just to kind of rebuild the cap for the next wave. So see, we're down to the last one here. It's an expensive ship and clone to use for level 4s, but you're really in no danger of like dying to PvE. The Bastion module is only 30 seconds as well, so if, you know, somebody does come on grid with you, which is why I have D-scan up, then you can, you know, down cycle and stuff. But my advice to you would be, like, if you don't need Bastion to kill things, you know, relatively fast, like, you know, sub battleships, then just don't use it. So as you can see here, I'm like ramping up the Microwarpdrive for a cycle, you know, getting up to like, you know, 600, 700 or so meters a second. And then what I'm going to do is, once I get to a certain speed, I'm just going to turn on Bastion. And then that'll allow me to just kind of like keep coasting to the acceleration gate. And while I was building that speed, I was just, you know, grabbing up all the cruisers, or, you know, all the sub battleship, you know, rats, getting them all targeted up. As far as the drones go for this, I usually use them for frigates, the frigate targets, or the drone targets and things like that. They don't really do a whole lot when they're going against battleships. Yeah, the damage is just really low. Which, as you can see here, I'm still moving. Slowing down pretty fast though, but I'm already close enough to the acceleration gate to actually use it by the time I'm ready to. So at this point, it's just about targeting and applying the launcher to the next available target. As far as target painter goes, target painters are usually best for going towards frigates and also the battleships. Everything in between can kind of die relatively fast without too much help needed from the painter. Painter and launchers will also help kind of direct your drones in the direction you're going as well, but I'll also manually assign them as needed. Got a little bit of Minomartar type rats in here, so the damage is a little bit lower since I'm using kinetic missiles. That's why you'll see like the Caldari type, rats are taking a lot more damage. My drones are also Caldari based, but if you're carrying like warriors or something too, that'll speed up for Minomartar rats as well. And really, that's all it is. It's like, we're just bastioned up, and we just keep targeting. 10 targets. It's great. And you just keep assigning and keep going. Like I said, level 4 missions are really good with the Marauder, with the Golem. But really, this ship really does shine in DED rated sites. That's where you get a lot of the bang for your buck. It's an expensive ship and clone, but the loot you get from DED sites in Null is really, really good. I mean, I've pulled over a bill out of commander, just a single commander wreck in Null, and only taking like 15 minutes to run those sites, and also like running sanctums. Sanctums to hordes in Null as well is where this thing really shines. The sites that are more like battleship heavy is where it does the best. Doesn't mean it can't do stuff like this. And you're not gonna die. I'm telling you, you're not, unless you forget to turn on Bastion and never turn on your booster. You're not gonna die from this from PvE content doing this. And so right now we're just like prioritizing targets, right? We don't really care about the battleships right now because collectively all of the sub-battleship rats added up together do the most damage. Once you actually get down to just battleships on the field, generally you're going to be taking less damage. So what we're doing is we're just making sure we take care of everything and save all the battleships for last. It can be a slow process sometimes, depending on the distance from one warping beacon to the next acceleration gate. You just got to kind of manage your Microwarpdrive the best you can, and just kind of like keep moving and always plan for your next movement to the next pocket. So now we're just targeting up the last little bit here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start focusing down on these frigates and battleships to just kind of close this thing off. You're probably looking at like 10 to 15 minutes per level 4 security mission. It depends really on kind of like how many pockets, how many rats per pockets. Are you switching between like furies and precision for the appropriate targets? The distance from the acceleration gates and movement and things like that. You can get it down, if you're really pushing it, you can really get it down, below 10 minutes per mission. A lot of the time sink with these security missions is actually not really running the site itself, but it's actually like picking up the mission and then flying out the location, and then when you're done, flying back, right? The gating from system to system is where it really kind of just gets time consuming. Got a few more targets left here, so we're gonna go and just like throw up all of the launchers on them. We got the drones already kind of. Once we target this guy and we actually put a painter on him, and the launcher of the drones will engage. Drones are on him, and it's just like anything else. Like the frigates just take a while to like target, with the target resolution situation between, battleship versus frigate, but once you get them targeted, it's pretty easy. And this is the last pocket. This one goes by really, really quick because these stationary guns just kind of melt. This pocket basically has just stationary guns and then the battleship guy in there. So we're just throwing one launcher per, and then as they start to die, we switch over. So it's only 8, so it's basically sees that just gonna die pretty much one after the other. You see, I'm not really worried about running the booster. I know it's not gonna, I can hit for one cycle. At this point, I can just leave it on. It doesn't really matter because my cap is really, really good. If you are running this without the micro jump drive, you have to be a little bit more mindful of your cap because of the sheer fact that you have, a Microwarpdrive equipped. Your capacitor efficiency is a little bit lower, but it's never really an issue as long as you're not like running the Microwarpdrive and the booster at the same time constantly. And that is it. I hope this put some perspective on what Marauders can do in, in level 4 missions now. And hope you enjoyed the video. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.